What's up, you guys? You're listening to the podcast It's All About Balance with me, Hillary Downey. On this show, I'll teach you how to ditch fad dieting once and for all so you can quit gaining and losing the same weight over and over again. Forget extreme diets that deprive you and don't work. With macro counting, you can learn how to lose weight eating the food you love. Pizza, cookies, and wine, it's all on the table. But we don't just talk about diet around here. We'll cover fitness, mindset, lifestyle habits, all of the important topics I had to address in my own 100-pound weight loss journey that you'll need to reach your goals as well. You deserve to look and feel your best, and I'm so excited to walk beside you and show you how. It's time to unlearn what you've been taught about weight loss and discover that it's truly all about balance. So let's go. Ladies, okay, deep breath. Today's episode is a bit of a pep talk. And I know that sometimes I come in here just guns blazing, hitting you with the hard truths, giving you a little bit of tough love, but I'm not going to do that today. Okay, let me back this thing up. We are going to talk about what we need to do because, as always, I'm here to help you make changes and get results. And so we're going to get actionable about this. But I feel in my heart of hearts that today we need to have a heart-to-heart. And we need to sit down and grab our coffee and come on in, take a seat, and have a little bit of a chat, a little bit of just love from me as a coach, as a woman who has been in the shoes of my clients, of my listeners and my audience members, and is just seeing and feeling myself some struggle around feeling a little bit hopeless, feeling a little bit like a failure. I hate that word so much, but it's the word that a lot of you guys are using. So today's episode is totally unscripted, zero notes, literally zero notes. And instead is just me talking from my heart about what conversations I'm having with you guys and what I have also experienced myself recently. And per usual, I'm kind of speaking to a specific woman right now, and I will say that I have shared this very openly on social media that September was a struggle for me. Mentally, emotionally, it was just rough. And guys, I did not see that coming. Hold on. I'm like, I want to redo. What in the world? I didn't see it coming, you guys. But anyways, we'll get into that. My point is when I started sharing it, because at first I was like, don't put this negative energy out there. You know, when I started sharing it, what I could not believe was how many of you said, I'm feeling this too. And, you know, I'm talking to you guys in the DMs a lot, and I'm reading through applications or interest forms for women wanting to join our coaching program. And so I see like a collective, and what I see is that a lot of ladies are just feeling really down on themselves right now, really feeling like they're failing at this whole weight loss and healthy lifestyle thing. And I just want to talk to you about why that's not true, but also like help course correct a little bit here, okay? Because there is the personal responsibility side, of course. If September was a struggle for you also, which by the way, if you're listening to this later, you may be like, September, it's July. But here's the thing. This is really relevant to right now, but also it is relevant at any time. So if in general, you have been feeling like you are failing at this, and more importantly, you're feeling like you just kind of haven't cared, you've kind of felt like giving up, like things are hopeless, and you've just felt unmotivated and all of this, you're not alone. So when I started sharing on social that I had a struggle, we'll call it struggle September, so many of you guys were like, I am struggling too. So I did a poll. Oh, and I was getting messages from ladies being like, I don't know what it is. Like, I just don't care. Like, I don't care about my weight loss. I don't care about my diet. I don't care about my exercise. Like, I don't care at all. Or I pretend to care. I try really hard at the beginning of the week, but like a day or two in, I'm literally over it. Like, I've never thrown in the towel so easily, so quickly, and been so far away from being disciplined and dedicated to my goals. And you guys, I decided to poll my Instagram. And if you've been on social and seen this in my stories, I decided to poll Instagram and say, like, who else felt this way in September? For one, 84% of the women who answered the poll said that September was a struggle month for them too. Unmotivated, lack of discipline, generally did not care, feelings of hopelessness, all of it. Okay. But what was even crazier to me than the 84%, which by the way, to 16%, you guys are kicking butt, taking names. I love this for you. You guys said literally the other answer in the poll was like, no, I crushed September. I was on it. So yay. I'm not necessarily speaking to the 16% in today's episode. I'm talking to the 84%. And again, this doesn't have to be September. You could be listening to this later and just feel like in general lately you have felt this way. So the crazy thing that really blew my mind wasn't just the 84%. It was actually how many women answered the poll. This blew my mind because hundreds of you guys answered the poll. And lately, if I did a poll, I get some like responses, again, asking about weight loss goals and things. There's like kind of a low amount of engagement, which happens from time to time. That's just the way things fluctuate sometimes. But I found it really shocking how many women answered this poll, because what that told me is the magnitude truly of how many of you guys were like, yes, that's me. I feel this. Okay. So if this is you, I am speaking to you in this little short and sweet pep talk episode where we're also going to talk a little strategy here to make sure that we don't continue this way. Now, what I do want to say about this is I've been in the field of women's fat loss for almost 9 years now. Okay. It's really crazy to think about. I took like my first client like almost 9 years ago. Wild. Okay. And in that time, I have been doing this consistently. I've worked with thousands of women. And what has always been really interesting is that there are seasons with things. Okay. So for example, there's times of year where everyone's really on it. They're motivated. My email's blowing up and I can't even keep up with it. I'm sure you guys can guess, like January as a great example, right? And then there's times where things are just a little bit more quiet, right? And typically there are like these patterns are really predictable. But what I have seen throughout my entire 8+ years is that there is always within a year this really random month, maybe two, where it's like the entire world is off center. And it's like everyone is struggling. And this isn't just in the field of like weight loss and health goals, okay? Because I work with women. I see this for women in general. I can't necessarily speak to if men are experiencing it at the same time. I talk to women all day long, so I can't really tell you if men are experiencing this well. I don't think so, but women, I have seen this where there are these months where women like all together now, like 84% of us are struggling at the same time. It's so weird. If you want to get into the moons and the stars and astrology and all of this, then maybe I don't know, maybe there's something to be said about Mercury and retrograde and all this stuff. I have no idea. I don't pretend to know. What I know is that I have watched for 8+ years now, this pattern reoccur so randomly. And what I mean when I say so randomly is it seems like all the women are struggling at the same time with feeling motivated, not giving two Fs about any of their health goals, or even just maybe like doing the things, but like not showing up like at all. And wanting to, like knowing you want to, but just really, I don't know, struggling to stay consistent with it. Again, maybe starting off the week really strong and then just literally being over it by the end of the week. Okay. So I have seen this be true. And what is so strange about it and random is that it will happen during months where typically everyone's really on it. For example, September is usually a go hard month. Now, we work with a lot of teachers and moms. I mean, that's like the majority of our programs, moms, or that we've got lots of teachers. So September kind of makes sense, right? You're sending the kids back to school. You're going back to school yourself. A lot of like activities and things kind of pick back up, and everyone kind of sees it as I'm thinking about our STEPS support coach inside of our community. Carrie said, I always kind of look at September as like a mini New Year's, like opportunity to reset. And like, I didn't feel that this year. So this was happening in our community and programs as well, that everybody just kind of felt like September was just a bummer month. And I felt this myself. I 100% did. And what was so strange about it is, for me, I have my health habits set, you guys. You know, I truly, when I say that I created a sustainable lifestyle where I know how to turn it down and turn it back up, I truly did. I don't take off. I have made this a part of my lifestyle, which is what I love teaching you guys to do as well, because there's going to be off and on moments. But I felt unmotivated in other areas of my life. And I saw this with the women in our community, clients, just not feeling the best or the most motivated during this time as well. But what was interesting for me, and what I definitely, and why I made an episode about this topic today, what I am seeing is so many women beating themselves up for how September went, or how this period of time where it just felt like such a bust felt. Beating themselves up, me included. Now, I am, in my mind, the queen of staying positive. I'm very good at staying positive. I'm very good at self-talk and empowering self-talk. And, you know, even if I have my rough days, like being able to pull myself up by the bootstraps. Because again, similar to my lifestyle habits, I've trained my brain to do this. But September was a struggle. This past month was a struggle. And by the end of the month, I was beating myself up for how much I didn't get done, how much I engaged in habits that just did not feel good, didn't allow me to feel my best, and really, truly feeling like a failure, like feeling like this is a total F. Like I am just not on it. What is wrong with me? And I definitely was beating myself up. And I have seen this with you guys. I've been getting more messages since I started talking about this. I was already getting messages about it before, but I'm getting more messages from you guys that are like, Hillary, I feel like a failure in this weight loss, dieting, healthy lifestyle thing. I feel like I have just been so unmotivated lately. I feel like no matter what I try or what I do, I just can't pull it together. I feel like I can be on it for a couple days and then I'm done a few days later, even like a week, and then I'm off of it, and I just feel like a failure. And so what I want to say is, number one, you're not alone. Like, you are not alone. And I literally need you guys to hear this. The reason that I just wanted to record an episode and talk about this is genuinely because I don't have anything just earth-shattering to say about this topic, except to say that you're not alone, truly. And if you are finding yourself beating yourself up and talking down to yourself, why have I let my weight get out of control? Why did I lose the weight and get those habits going, and then now I've dropped them? Why am I having to start over from scratch all over again for the millionth time? Why am I, still not committed, still not disciplined? Why am I not even doing it? Why am I not motivated? You are not alone. You're not alone. Now, here's the thing. Here's the other thing that I know about this. And this is really what I wanted to talk about. We're going to have to wipe the slate. Okay. This is where I'm going to turn on the hair flipping. I'm going to try and keep my hands down. We're going to have to wipe the slate. I literally, here goes the hands. If you're watching on YouTube, literally got this calendar over here. It's a dry erase calendar. I'm talking with full force vengeance this morning. I just was erasing September. I'm like, we are done. See you September. Bye. And I love that in our Balanced Babe Academy community, everyone's on the same page. Again, we've been having this conversation in our community and everybody's like, okay, glad I'm not alone. Okay, who else is hitting the reset? And thankfully, a huge part of our program and our community and how we run things, all of our plans. Like, it is really based on this idea that we're turning over a new month, we're turning over a new week, we can even turn over a new day. But I love the new month energy, and I love the ability to wipe the slate clean, wipe the calendar off, and start over. And so here's where I need you guys to come with me on this one, okay? What happened in September? What happened in the last month, past few months? Maybe summer wasn't your thing. Maybe you're listening to this later and you're just like, yeah, the last few months have not been it for me. Maybe it's been this whole year. Maybe it's been your entire weight loss attempt journey, okay? We've got to let it go because you have two options. You can carry that. By the way, I waited to do the podcast. I was like, I am not recording a podcast on September 30th with that icky September energy, okay? Which is so sad because it was Tom's birthday. I got married in September. Like, I hate to be this way about September, but like, peace out for real. And I was not going to record this episode. Even though I was feeling all of this yesterday, like I could have done it. I was like, no, we're recording this with October energy and new energy. And we can choose to bring that September energy, bring the lack of motivation, bring the lack of discipline. We can carry that into October, and we can take an icky period of time, whether it's been a month or longer, and we can carry that in and we can keep it going. It's a choice you have. Or you can come with me and my ladies, and you can say, no, absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. No, I am not going down this path. I am not choosing to continue this route. Full stop. We're going to wipe this slate clean. We're going to bring some new month energy and we're going to start again. Okay? Hear me out. Whether you started losing some weight and you were feeling good and now you've slid backwards and you've gained some back, you can start again. Fabulous, clean slate. Whether you set out with new intentions at the new year, 10 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever, and you haven't done anything, you can start again. Whether you started a couple months ago and you've gained weight, you can start again. Clean slate. Clean slate. And you're going to have to wipe the slate clean, because if you carry that energy in and you sort of like ball and chain that energy and you shackle yourself to it, guess what? You're going to get the same result that you've had, period. You have to give yourself permission. I am giving you permission to start again. I am giving you permission to hit the reset. Even if you thought September was going to be your reset, you can literally start right now. Even if you're listening to this a couple days into October, halfway through July, whatever. At any moment, you can start again. Now, I'm going to have a little homework assignment for you to actually take action on this and make sure that we don't because it's not just about new energy. Energy is great. We need that. But we got to get practical and take actionable steps. Otherwise, we're just going to repeat the same stuff because it's easy to, fall into continuing the habits that, mindlessly we've been doing. So I need you to reset your energy by giving yourself permission to start again. And I just want you to think about for a second, what is the cost of not doing it? Because sometimes we got to create a little urgency. You're not always going to be fully motivated, okay? Sometimes we got to go and get the motivation. And I want you to just sit for a second and ask yourself, what is the cost of not getting it together right now? What is the cost of continuing with the way things have been going? What does it look like at the end of October? Another month like this? What does it look like going into 2025? Are we Have we put on more weight? Have we gotten even further away from our goals? Are we feeling more self-conscious? Are our jeans even tighter? Is our mental health in a worse spot? Are we taking out our frustration on our significant other, our kids? What's the cost of continuing down the path that we're going? We got to think about it. This can create some urgency in you to kind of get things rolling, because what about the opposite? What is waiting for you if you get it together? Like, switching gears, we gotta get a little excited. Like, okay, just pause. How would you feel? We've got 3 months left, by the way, I did so good with putting my hands down the first part of this episode. Whatever, they're off the chain. I've unshackled. Okay, we've got 3 months left in this year, okay? October, November, December. Again, if you're listening to this later, just take the same effect. 3 months from now, okay? What if you, small step, took it day by day and you actually pulled it together and you did what you know you need to do and you got to the end of the 3 months? What does that look like? We've talked about what it looks like. I've asked you to think about, what does it look like? What's the cost of not doing it? Like the tighter pants, the, feeling frantic at the new year because hello, spring comes a lot quicker once January hits than you realize. So another summer, bummed, hating taking pictures, not wanting to put the swimsuit on, feeling crummy, low energy, poor digestion, bad mental health. Again, not being at our best for our family, our job, our friends. Like, we know the cost. Okay, so on the reverse, what if you do it? Well, what's waiting for you then? Like, we've also got to create some motivation, not just being afraid of how it can go, but also getting excited about the possibility of what can happen if we actually do it and pull it together. I know for me, something that really, really excites me is the thought of feeling freaking hot in my swimsuit next year. Okay, I realize I'm not going to be putting the swimsuit on at the end of December, but like, same effect of like, I got some goals and I don't want to have a summer where I am disappointed in how I feel and I don't like how I feel in my body. I've done that. I know how that feels. I don't want it. I've already tried that. I don't want it. I want to know what it's like. I want to feel amazing in my bikini next summer. I want to feel wonderful when I take holiday pictures this year with my family. I want to be proud of what I see. I want to be proud of the habits that I'm engaging in that I know are giving me a higher quality of life. And what does that look like? How exciting is that thought? Like the thought of like sliding on the jeans and the cute like Christmas outfit, or like, yeah, putting the swimsuit on next year and being like, told y'all. Okay. So sometimes we've got to kind of go and create this urgency. I've been having this conversation with clients a lot because one thing that I pull my clients through often is kind of creating our own like mini challenges is what I kind of coined it as. It's not a great term, but like really this is, picking a start date on the calendar, or picking a date on the calendar rather, for something that's coming up. And like we create like a little protocol for like, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to push like to that date so that you feel so good at your anniversary or on your birthday or on that cruise or at your, reunion or whatever. And like we create this little plan to kind of get that like motivation going and that momentum rolling. And so like this is the same effect that I share with them that I'm sharing with you right now, is like, we got to get a little excited. We got to get excited. And it starts with clearing the energy of how it's been going. Breaking up with the idea that you've failed. Womp womp. You haven't failed. You're not alone. There's hundreds upon hundreds, I would guess thousands, of women that have been feeling this exact same way. So fed up with my own BS, so frustrated, so tired of this, overwhelmed with it all. So many women feel that too. So you're not alone in this. But we've got to wipe the slate clean and think about what's the cost of just continuing like this? And what is the result if we get it together? Like what do we get at the end of this thing if we actually do what we said we're going to do, what we know deep in our heart we want to do? This is like how I think about this. Like we all have this like hot, leaner version of ourselves that's just like dying to break free, dying to break, like it's in you. And you know it is, or you wouldn't be here. You would not be listening to this show or watching this show if you didn't know that deep down you have a hotter, leaner version of yourself that's just covered up right now. Okay, and that version is dying to break out and bust free and go get it. But it's not going to happen with that September energy. So the cool part is we get to wipe the slate clean and we get to decide how October is going to go. And I don't know about you guys, but like I said, when I was like erasing the board for the calendar for September, it was one part's like, and like the minute it was erased, I was like, okay, I feel better. Okay, I feel better. It's done. September's done. The past is in the past. You can't change it. You cannot, my whole point, ladies, hammering it in, you can't dwell on it. Let it go. Let it go. I know what you're doing. You're holding on to it. You're thinking about all the things you've tried, all the diets you've tried, all the plans, all the meal plans, all the workouts, all the coaching, you're thinking about every failed attempt. And what I think happened in September, we're going to go off on a tangent, is I think it all boiled over for a lot of women. I do. I think it just boiled over. I think all the failed quote unquote attempts and the overwhelm of that all and feeling like, why have I still not done it? I think it boiled over. And in September, we were all over it. Okay. But what are you going to do? Quit? No, absolutely not. You have the opportunity to hit that reset, wipe it clean, and start again with new energy. And I am so excited. So I erased it, energy. And then I was like, okay, I feel better. I have been on a cleanse for the last week and a half. I talked about this last week on social. I unfollowed so many people. And when I say people, I mean like businessy accounts and even some health accounts, things that were confusing me, conflicting me, sucking my energy, leaving me stuck in a mindless scroll, which by the way was my number one bad habit in September. Wasted so much time mindlessly scrolling. Like did nothing for me. Nothing. Did I take in all this information, all these hacks, all these tips? Cool. For what? For me to sit there and just have that in my brain, but then forget about it, but then also like not do anything with it? Ew. Leaving that in September. If you're following me on TikTok, I post different content on TikTok than Instagram, by the way, because the algorithms are so different. And I feel like I'm kind of two different people on those two different platforms because of what the content like algorithm is. So anyways, I talked about what I'm leaving behind in September, and yeah, mindless scrolling was it. Energy, following and feeling overwhelmed and comparing myself to other people. Done. Did me no good. No good. But what I'm really excited about is the fact that the same way that all of you guys were like, oh, this has just been such a struggle, like September was a struggle or lately has been a struggle, the same way you'll all said that, y'all also are all coming so hard for the reset. Like, I'm like, holy cow, we're literally all on the same page. I swear there is a thread. This is how I envision it. There's a thread that connects me to all of y'all. And it's through our heart. Y'all know me and my imagery. It's through our heart. And I just envision us all like connected through this single thread. And it's like we all get in the same energy at the same time. I don't know. Am I leading the energy? I don't know. I don't care. I feel it from y'all. Maybe I reflect it back to y'all. Maybe we're just doing this like symbiotic reflection of energy thing. But like you guys are ready to do it too. Like you're ready for October energy. We need to come up with, somebody DM me like a cute name. We need like a cutesy name for this. Like October what? Something October, you know, like see ya September, whatever. Somebody come up with it that's more creative than me. Okay. And DM it to me so that we can like hashtag it. Okay. You guys are like over your own BS and like, I feel it. Like I feel it too. And I am so pumped because here's what I know. So I was talking about how this is something that I've seen throughout my entire coaching and experience in the field, right? Is that these months happen. Can I tell y'all the best part? Okay, I've been so excited to say this part. If you made it through to this, then this is going to be very, very good news. Okay. Without fail, I've never seen it go any other way, ever. It's only gone this way. So we're batting like 10 out of 10 here. I don't know if that's really the saying, but 100% of the time, these weird months that I'm talking about where everyone's like off, the universe is off, whatever, we're all off center and we're struggling with motivation and blah, 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 blah. To me, again, I think everything just was boiling over for a lot of women. The best part is every single time there's just this period of crushing it. Not just 1 month, like period of crushing it. I'm not talking about like, oh, we had a bad month, so we made up for it with a good month. No, I'm talking about a period of time where we're like crushing it. This is where women kickstart their journey and go on to lose the weight and transform their life. I've seen it so many times and I know it's happening again. And I'm so excited because at first I was so bummed. I'm like, why did September have to be like this? And then I'm like, oh, duh, because September had to happen so that what happens next can happen. Oh, you guys, I just got goosebumps. I'm not, if you could see, I'm about to get a video of this so that I can post this on social. Oh my gosh, I wonder if, I don't know if I can get it. Oh, it almost looks filtered. Hold on. Goosebumps all over my legs. Okay, I'm sorry. That just, and I almost didn't put makeup on because I was like, I might cry. Like, it was just rough. It's been rough. But again, that had to happen that way so that what can happen next can transpire. I'm so excited. I'm so, again, goosebumps again, you guys. Okay. I'm big on energetics. I'm big on, I mean, come on. I have a degree in psychology. I'm just, the brain, guys, your mindset, the energy you're putting out, your self-talk. I mean, if you've been in my coaching program specifically, like, you know, I'm big on this. I'll teach you how to balance your diet and all that. But like, really, I'm going to show you how to like train your brain and transform your mindset because this is it. Like the transformation that you want, the dream body and the maintaining it, brain. Okay. Mindset. So I fully believe that the reason that we're all like, okay, that sucked. What, next is that it had to be kind of bad in order to appreciate how good this is about to be. In order to, and I've seen this so much in my coaching also, in order to take massive action. So what I mean by that is if September had been like an okay month and we'd kind of been like crushing it, like there wouldn't be this fire underneath our butts to go as hard as we're about to go. And we need that fire because that's what's going to create massive action, which is going to create the massive transformation. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, this heart thread connection, we all are experiencing this, I believe, because we all are about to go through this massive transformation. And it makes so much sense. It's the end of the year. And this is, I don't know that I've ever seen it play out in the end of the year like this. I typically have seen it in like other random times throughout the year. In summer, like random. Okay. So crazy that it's happening right now that September would usually be an on it month. And then like the rest of the holidays, like kind of maintenance-y or whatever. No, September was not great for so many because there's this massive action, massive transformation that's about to happen because we've got 3 months. Can you imagine? I know I've already had you imagine this, but can you imagine if instead of looking back at 2024 and being like, still didn't do it. Still didn't do what I said. Can you imagine if you erased that entire thought, okay? I'm talking about wiping 9 months. Erase that entire thought because you went so hard at the end of the year that you're almost like, I don't even, what do you mean? 2024 was the year for me. That was the year. That was the year I finally did it. That was the year I stopped giving in to the quick fixes and finally decided to work on my mindset, to take a sustainable approach, to get serious about my habits and my discipline and my transformation. That was a year. Like 3 months can totally erase the first 9. You have a choice in this. It's not just going to happen by accident. It starts with wiping the slate clean, bringing in the new energy, but the next part is you taking action on it. And I fully know with all my heart that you can feel about 2024 the way you want to feel, like, dang, I am so proud of myself. Like, look how I showed up for my goals. Look at how I finally kept the promises that I made to myself. Look at how I turned it around for my family because I knew I was not giving them the best of me. Like, look at what I did. And you can feel like you don't even care about the rest of the year. But you have a choice in that you have to decide that that's how it's going to go. There's so much hope in knowing that you get to make the decision about how it goes now. And it's not going to happen by bringing the old energy with you. So this is where the homework comes in. Okay. I talked about this on Instagram stories. We do this inside of our programs with our ladies that at the end of every single month, we do an audit, month in review. And one of the things inside of that audit is the homework assignment that I'm going to give you, which is, what do you need to leave behind? Okay. What is it that you're going to that did not work? That does not serve me. I know I need to move it out of my way. You need to get specific here, and you need to be honest with yourself, and you also need to think about your goals. So what I mean by this is, if you have fat loss goals, yes, exercise is important. Yes, you need to be getting your steps in. Yes, if you're trying to build muscle and create a fit body and all that. But if you have fat loss goals, which I'm a fat loss expert, so most of the time, I'm really speaking to this, okay? Because this is the transformation I help women have. You need to dial in the nutrition if you're not seeing the results you want. Yes, if you say that you're going to have so many steps per day, but you're not getting it, then yeah, you're not doing for your metabolism what you need to really have it in that fat burning mode. And you may be eating even more calories than you need to. There's a lot there, but so many women want to fix the exercise. It's the easy one to fix. Sorry, calling it out. For most women, that's the easy one to fix. It just is. But the problem is that the fat loss transformation that you want to have, it's 90% nutrition. It is. So we can't continue to ignore the diet side. If we're constantly going over our calories, if we're constantly not logging, or we're constantly taking extra bites and tastes and mindless eating, or we're constantly coming in short on the protein, or constantly skipping the fruits and veggies and fiber, or we're constantly going off the rails on the weekend. I could go on and on. Okay. We got to fix it. And so I want you to think about, honestly, with yourself, what is it? What's your thing that's holding you back? You may feel like there's 10 things. I want you to focus on one. I want you to give one thing 100% of your energy. Because this is where I see so many women go wrong. It's like, I've got a million things. And I'm like, okay, well, even if you come into coaching with me, yeah, we're gonna have a step-by-step plan, and we're gonna nail this transformation a whole lot faster. But I'm still gonna have you really start with what's that one thing that's sabotaging you? Because what most women don't realize is they're trying to fix all the things. And so they're giving like 10% of their energy here and 20% of it here and then 10% in that bucket. And you're just sort of like half doing all these things that aren't accumulating to have a massive change. It's not really doing much, because think about it. Think about this in anything in life. You give a little effort here, a little effort here, imagine you've got all these different puzzles on these tables, and you're like doing a little bit on this puzzle, and then you move to the next table and you do a little bit more, and like you never complete one puzzle because you're just hopping from puzzle to puzzle, or the bucket theory. Like you filling up a bucket with a little water, and then you move on to the next bucket, and you never get a full bucket of water. The same is true for your transformation and the habits that you're trying to change. You throw in all this stuff, energy, and you're spending that energy. Here's the worst part. You're spending that energy. So what if you pick one thing, something you know is holding you back? I'm talking about your weekends. I'm talking about something massive. You need to do something that's going to move the needle forward. Otherwise, yes, you're going to be frustrated at the end of 2024. You're going to still feel stuck. We got to take massive action on one thing. So if you know it's that you don't log your food and you need to be, there you go. If you know it's that you go off the rails on the weekend, eating fast food, DoorDash, drinking a lot of alcohol, eating a lot of sweets, there's your thing. If it's mindless snacking and bites and tastes, and most women don't want to admit that one, but it's true. But you're logging everything, but you're taking the extra bites and tastes. Okay, then it's that. I need you to pick one thing, and imagine if you gave that one thing all of your effort, 100%, not 10%, 20% in all these buckets. Fill the one bucket, work on the one puzzle. Imagine how quickly you can complete it, and then you can move on to the next puzzle. Okay. So your homework is to reflect what didn't go well. I said this was going to be short and sweet. What one thing did not go well? What's holding you back? Get honest with yourself. And I'm not saying it can't be exercise, okay? But I need you guys to be real that your diet is like the majority of your fat loss. So if you're not seeing fat loss results, it's probably if you're nailing the nutrition 100% across the board with all the things, then okay. Yes, then we can focus on steps. How have my clients do it? Because they nail their nutrition, and then we're on to we're past that. We're on to the next step. So if that's you, okay. But most women are not nailing the nutrition. So pick the thing, and I want you to give that 100% of your energy for October. Go hard on it. Don't let off of it. I'm telling you, this will change the game, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to see the results pretty quickly of how this is going to go for you. And that motivation and that momentum is going to get you going. Right now, you don't feel motivated because you don't see any progress. You're disheartened by all the programs and plans and the things that you have tried, and you're over it. You got to get some momentum back in the tank. So we got to get this ball rolling, and we need to focus on one thing. And we need to make sure we give that our entire effort, because when you start to see the payoff and the result, which you will really quickly, you're going to be like, why did I ever stop? You'll be laughing. You'll be like, I can't believe I thought I was going to quit. Like, ha ha, how funny of me that I was like, I'm done with weight loss. I don't care. I'll just live in these jeans. You're going to be laughing so hard, because you're going to see, you're going to feel so good when you're doing the things you know you need to be doing. It feels so good. It becomes addictive. But you're not in that state right now because you've been a little jaded. You've been a little disheartened. And we can get this ball rolling. But we've got to pick one thing. Got to focus on it. Got to see the payoff, which is going to come quickly. And that's going to get this ball rolling. And that's going to build and build and build. And I'm telling you, we got, did I say 12 weeks left in the year? Come on. That's 12 to 24 pounds. You could be down by the end of the year, going into New Year's. And if you think you can't lose weight in the holidays, you're in for another thing. If you've been with me for a while, you know we're going to go hard on this one, because it's my clients lose weight during the holidays, and don't miss out on anything. They travel, they eat the fun foods, you're going to learn. But besides that point, 12 weeks, okay? You dial it in. I could be totally wrong. It's 12 weeks, right? Yeah. Dial it in, 12 to 24 pounds down going into the new year. Imagine not having to scramble next spring to find a quick fix to feel good in your swimsuit. It starts now. We got to get this ball rolling. Okay. This has gone on way longer than I wanted it to. Here's the other deal. Forever, I will tell you guys, it's insanity to keep trying at things when you know it's not working. So if you know that trying to put all the pieces together by yourself, not having a solid plan, a step-by-step plan, one that prepares you for, okay, the scale's going to pop up, it's going to fluctuate. Here's how we're going to stay on track. Here's how we're going to measure progress when it feels like it's slow and sticky and not happening. Here's how we're going to adjust if progress isn't happening. Okay, if you know you need a plan, I got you covered. If you know that you need accountability and support, hear me out. There is a reason that I have a coaching program. There are some women who can turn the jets on by themselves and get this thing done, and that's awesome. Most women need accountability. Most women need support. It is simply saying yes to doing it in a coaching setting that will click things on for most women and get it going. Okay. That's why we have a coaching program, because most women need that. And that's totally okay. Trying to do it alone when the fluctuating happens and you're mad because you've been on it and the scale popped up and you're sitting in that by yourself, or you're in a group where there's hundreds of people and it's you're just lost in the mix. I'm here to tell you, I know I've called this out so many times. So many women are so jaded by their lack of follow through or a plan that didn't work for them. A coach who promised them they'd be there, and then it was crickets. I have women join my program every day that I can say without a shred of a doubt, I don't even worry about the program that you did before, because I can speak to my coaching. Your goals in my program, your goals are mine. That's how serious I take them. If you're a client, you know, okay? I get hyped. I am in it with we're going to figure it out together. There is no, well, I might get no, there's no might get the results. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to get to where you want to be. There is no other option. So I can't speak to the programs and the things that you've done before that I am sure have jaded you. Been there with other things. I totally get it. What I can speak to is knowing that our program is different and my coaching is different. And if you want a coach who gets it, who's been there, but is also on the other side and can take you with me and show you how to get there too, and is going to hold you accountable, know that it's going to happen. No disappearing. I'm going to come find you. Okay. I cannot tell you enough. There has never been a better time to join my coaching program. Now, we're in the middle of debuting some stuff, and it has to do with a plan and a program that you can follow, and it also has to do with our coaching. And I'm just going to put the link in the show notes. If any of this resonated with you, if you know that you can't go into October, you can't go into the rest of this year trying to figure it out by yourself, not having a solid plan, and you know you need support, and you know you need accountability, and you know you need to say yes to this transformation in order to whip you into shape and get you going, and you're looking for a coach who's really going to be there with you through it, the link in the show notes, because it's not quite live everywhere, is the list that I've been sharing about for the last 2 weeks. Get your name on the list because we have a bonus going right now that is 48 hours only. And when I say only, is so when I say there's never been a better time, if you're listening to this live, there truly has never been a better time. And even though we've already reached out to the ladies, in fact, my phone is over here like blinking at me and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have stuff coming through because I already had a bunch. I've got interest forms and things to get back to from you ladies. As soon as I get off of here, I'll be spending my afternoon doing that. So if you are watching this live, get in on this now. Go ahead and click. We've already sent this out, but go ahead and click. It will still send it to you. And once the offer's over, so if you're catching this after the bonus, it'll send you just the updated information about what we've got going on. But like currently, if you look at my socials and stuff, like, you know, there's just, it's all in the list. So definitely check it out. And again, I can't express enough that for most women, it's the pieces that come together. The reason our clients are so successful isn't just because of the framework that we teach that's sustainable and teaches you how to actually do this while you travel, while there's holidays, while you enjoy eating out, while you enjoy socializing, while you bake treats with your kids and all of this, and the mindset side of it all, the coaching side of it all. It's different, but it's also the commitment of support and coaching. So, okay, I won't ramble on. Check the link in the show notes. Get your name on that list. It'll send you an email with all the information. Jump on this opportunity. We would love to have you. We got ladies starting next week in coaching. I'm so excited, and I'm just excited to see what happens in October. Somebody figure out our hashtag for October, please, and message it to me. I know you guys are so much more creative than me with this kind of stuff. So shoot it to me on Instagram, and check out the link in the show notes if you're ready to do this thing and crush the rest of the year, go into 2025 feeling so good. We can turn this ship around, and we will. It's not that just that we can, we will. So can't wait for that. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Balance by Hillary with 1 L. I love talking to you guys. If you have any questions, anything at all, how can I help you? How can our programs help you? What do we have? What do we offer? I'm always happy to answer those questions. And I love when you message me and tell me if the episode hit a spot with you, resonated. That's always nice to hear too, because I love doing this show, but I love knowing that it's sinking in for you guys and that you love it as well. So, all right, you guys, that is it. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of It's All About Balance. And if you did enjoy today's show, make sure that you're subscribed so that you never miss a new episode. If you have not already, please connect with me on social media. I absolutely love meeting you guys and getting to know you. I will drop the links to my social in the show notes as well as our website. And I will see you guys next time.